New South Wales is tonight in the grip of a major bushfire emergency. Dozens of fires are burning across the state and the RFS is responding to reports of people trapped in homes. At the peak of the crisis late this afternoon, 17 blazes were at an emergency level. In the state's north, 7 fires reached the highest warning level. At least 2 homes have been destroyed. Around the mid-north coast, another 9 blazes were at the emergency warning level, including a major fire threatening near Port Macquarie. An emergency warning was also issued for a fire at Woodford in the Blue Mountains, where residents were warned to seek shelter. Tonight, we have reporters standing by in Taree and Port Macquarie, and we'll speak with the Commissioner of the Rural Fire Service shortly. First, a reporter Jonathan Hare in Taree. Jonathan, what's the situation there tonight?
This is an incredibly fast-moving situation across the state. The Rural Fire Service has confirmed that 2 homes have been lost on the far north coast, but that number is expected to rise. The pictures you're seeing are coming from Bobbin, which is about half an hour from where I'm standing now in Taree. It's very hot here, it's still very windy, and conditions aren't easing, and that's going to make the work of firefighters this evening incredibly difficult. Frantically fighting flames to save life and property. The out-of-control bushfire near Taree, a challenge for even experienced hands.
Can't beat nature.
This shed was only a little burnt, but unpredictable winds sent fire fronts everywhere. This is the day New South Wales feared, what authorities have dubbed uncharted territory.
We've never seen this many fires concurrently at emergency warning alert level.
An orange and black sky meant danger. Many residents grabbed what they could and left. Some animals left behind, some thrown in the back of the car.
Not safe to stay. Yeah.
You collected the belongings, the dog.
Yeah, dogs and chooks are all in the ute.
What did it look like when you drove through it?
Just a bomb went off. Just amazing.
But with a fire this big, not all could be spared.
My house is still here, that's the main thing, but I've lost quite a lot of money in cars and as you see here, motorbikes, 90-foot boat, nice little boat for the grandkids, and it's very devastating.
A moving front made travel in the area impossible. The state's main highway, the Pacific, was closed.
To this point in time, the other trucks got through, but this wind's picking up and I can't guarantee you what's on the other side.
This is where the highway has been cut by this fire. It's absolutely ferocious. The sky's been blacked out and strong winds are still blowing. At Crowdy Head and Harrington on the mid-north coast, flames in bushland behind homes were as tall as buildings, the wind fanning ash onto stunned residents. So significant is the smoke from the fires in the state's north, it can be seen from space.
They come over the mountain at like 100-foot flames. They come a distance of 20-odd kilometres in just under an hour.
The sky through the streets of Port Macquarie and Foster seemed to lower, casting an eerie golden glow as flames crept closer.
I knew it was always a risk having the bush beside you, but that's a risk you take.
Authorities and residents succeeded in protecting property.
We've got fire guards in the gutters, just making sure it's damp.
Tenterfield burned again. The area has been under siege from fire for more than a month, and the threat is spreading. Homes at Hazelbrook in the Blue Mountains came under attack. Jonathan Hare, ABC News, Taree.
And reporter Louisa Rubo joins us now from Port Macquarie, near where a number of fires are burning out of control. Louisa, it's been an incredibly dramatic day there. What's the latest?
Good evening, Jeremy. Yes, it's been unprecedented. The conditions we've seen here on the mid-north coast today, the worst in at least 20 years. We're standing here on the waterfront of the Hastings River, and as you can see behind me, there is still that eerie orange-red glow that you can only describe as apocalyptic, that has been covering the whole of Port Macquarie today. Crews have done an amazing job protecting homes, west of the township in a new housing estate towards the highway there. People have just moved into their homes a few months ago and are now facing the prospect of losing them. A lot of people were at home today protecting their properties, hosing down their properties. There was a lot of mowing activity and, of course, a lot of flare-ups around surrounding suburban areas in Port Macquarie.
Louisa Rubo, thank you. Well, the Commissioner of the Rural Fire Service, Shane Fitzsimmons, joins us now. Commissioner, do you have any reports of injuries or damage to properties this evening?
Good evening, Jeremy. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of preliminary reports from the field, and we can certainly see some of the aerial footage and the vision coming through, which is identifying some widespread property damage and destruction right across multiple fire grounds. I have had some reports as well of injuries. At this stage, those injuries are reported as minor, both to firefighters that have been caught in some precarious situations, but also members of the community that have been working and defending and operating in some of these fire areas in and around their home. I also had reports of firefighters administering first aid to some members of the community as well. So it's been a tough day, and we've still got a long time left yet to deal with these fires. And there's a lot of detailed analysis that's got to go on right across these fire grounds to get a really clear picture over the coming days of exactly how much damage, how much destruction, and what is the extent of the injuries.
These are clearly very testing conditions firefighters are facing. What conditions can we expect overnight and into tomorrow? Is there any relief in sight?
Jeremy, the only thing that's probably going to be providing relief is a reduction in temperatures tonight. Unfortunately, it's still going to stay particularly dry, and given that we've got so many fires still burning, 15 at emergency warning level, 8 at watch and act alert level, very volatile, very fast-moving fires still unfolding. The wind is going to swing around to the south and be a predominantly southwest inland and closer to the coast, a bit more southerly, if not a bit of south-southeasterly. Unfortunately, that's going to prove to be very difficult and very dangerous for firefighters because we're going to see fires spread in a different direction. So today they've predominantly been spreading, generally speaking, in a west to easterly direction under those strong westerly winds. But with the influence of a southerly change, we can expect to see a lot of this fire activity starting to move in a northerly direction. So a very, very long night ahead yet for firefighters. That southerly is not expected to push through some of these fire grounds to well into the midnight or early hours of the morning. Some little reprieve over the weekend before we see a return to worsening conditions early in the week, probably Tuesday, Wednesday.
Commissioner, best of luck. Thanks for the update.
Thanks, Jeremy.